It's rather strange that the president made his announcement so shortly after results for the Republicans, which were much less good than had been hoped, and at a time when many Republicans were putting the blame on former President Trump.
Well, as you said, Michael, this is not a surprise to anybody. Everybody who is awake and had a pulse knew that he was going to announce. He didn't want to distract from the elections, the midterms, which, by the way, sacked the Speaker of the House. So, no, it wasn't the massive tidal wave some had predicted, but the Democrats have lost the lower house here in Washington, D.C., and right now the Senate is tied. We have one race that had to go to a second round that will be decided in early December. But no, this is an inevitability that the man who received more votes than any other incumbent president in history was always going to run, and now it's official.
But the Republicans are not going to take the Senate because the vice president will make sure that it stays Democrat. The Republicans do have the House, that's true, but it seemed like not a very good night for Donald Trump. He had endorsed 5 candidates for the House of Representatives in toss-up seats, and none of those won. He had supported the Senate and gubernatorial candidate in Pennsylvania and the gubernatorial candidates in Michigan, New York and Wisconsin, and all of those were defeated. And that's led to quite a lot of Republicans speaking out against him in a way that we've not been used to for some time.
Well, if you listen to his speech, I was there in Mar-a-Lago. He actually gave the gross numbers. He didn't focus on individual races. He had 223 wins and 23 losses. So I would say that's a pretty good result to have of all his endorsements, more than 220 wins and then 22 very visible ones, perhaps, not win. That is a record that anybody would be proud of. But yes, I mean, there are what we call them here rhinos, Republicans in name. The establishment who don't like the idea of this non-politician coming back. But at the end of the day, you know, there is no politician on left or right in America who can do what he does. Right now, President Trump could announce, I'm giving a rally anywhere in America, including Democrat states like California, and he could fill a stadium, Michael, with 50, 60,000 people like that. He could announce it that I'm having a rally tomorrow, and he could have those people in the stadium. Nobody can do that. Not Ron DeSantis, not even Obama. So, you know, that is a power of mobilization we haven't seen since the likes of Eisenhower, and that's why he will most likely be the nominee for the Republicans in 2 years' time.
Now, I perfectly understand that he can fill a stadium, but of course, to win the presidency, you need to collect millions and millions of votes. Ron DeSantis won in Florida, I think, by 16 percentage points, where Trump had scored, I think, less than a 4 percentage point advantage. So for Republicans looking at who would perform best on the night, they might conclude that it was DeSantis, not Trump.
Well, I always find this very peculiar because I always ask people who raise this canard, why is Ron DeSantis so successful? And he is. I mean, he has been a very good governor for Florida. What model is he following? There's only one model he's following. He's not a Mitt Romney. He's not wet. He's not a rhino. He is, you know, like the Austin Powers movie, Michael. He is the mini-me to Donald Trump. He has taken Trumpian politics, very aggressive, you know, anti-establishment, anti-woke media politics to Florida. So the idea that the person who's the smaller version of the original model should replace the model, it beggars belief. It makes no sense. It's asinine.